What's good, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. We continue on the road down here in Florida, and the one thing I love the most, when we have a couple of bad days, when every other show they're taking the summer off, that's good for them. We have a couple of bad days. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we did yesterday. The one thing I want is a game 4 of the NBA Finals to bounce back from way too many X's. But we tell you all the time, money management, because bad days are going to come. It's sports betting. It happens. But what do I do when we have a bad day? I call up 3 heavy hitters. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right now, the sports books are like, what do they play? Well, because I've got the very best, first and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level, M Squared. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody out there. Ready for another NBA Finals game. Love that there's a shorter turnaround here. Doesn't feel like we waited a week this time. Fired up. Let's do it.
Thank goodness. By the way, speaking of the NBA Finals today, very special start time. Me and Prop Stars, 3:45 p.m. Eastern time for Early Edge in 5. Alex, will you be ready?
I'm born ready, Coach. This is what I'm here for. I'm all about it. I can't wait for Game 4. I'm ready to get down to business.
And he's also live from parts unknown, which I forgot to say. My apologies. Now, this man is dedicated to the product. However, when a 5-year-old comes calling, my man puts it all in perspective. How about a little kindergarten graduation today, Mike Barner? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I will not be on the Early Edge in 5 this afternoon because I have my daughter's kindergarten graduation. So I'm sorry I will miss the show, but I will be with all the 6-year-olds in the exciting day.
And I am also sorry that I will have to call the bosses and report you for well. So, hey,
family.
I got a job to do. All right, let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. By the way, don't forget our Belmont Stakes episode in your feed right now. We will also have picks for UFC 275, which is going to be live in Singapore tomorrow. So Andrew Gambas will have picks for that as well. So today, though, we've got stuff across the board. And you know, in baseball, the weather is one of the most important factors. So, M Squared, start us off.
Yeah, it's a really quiet day, honestly, in terms of baseball weather. There's only one spot that sees a meaningful impact, and that's going to be in Minnesota. The Rays are on the road in Minnesota. Big park shift for the Rays. 25% increase in home run hitting, about 10 to 15% in overall run scoring. That's really the only significant spot. The other spot that you could potentially gain an edge, Cincinnati and St. Louis. It's games in St. Louis. There's a lot of storms in the area. Not enough to postpone the game, but I do think that there is a shot at delays. So one thing I like to do in those kind of spots is look at pitcher props, start to look at some of the unders. If you've got a guy that you are already a fringe under play, look for things like that because those mid-inning delays definitely knock pitchers out. Those are just the little edges we have today because it's a very, very quiet, neutral weather day.
Educate and entertain, my friends at home. Educate and entertain. Mikey, great job by you. Now, let's pivot because tonight, as Mikey said, we only had one day in between game 3 and game 4. Thank goodness. So, Mikey B, can the Warriors win on the road? Talk to me.
The answer to that question lately has been not often. They've lost 4 of their last 5 playoff games on the road. 3 of those losses came by at least 10 points. During the regular season, they were 31-10 at home, but a very mediocre 22-19 on the road. They're going to need to win at least one game here on the road if they're going to win the title since they dropped game 1 at home. But the question is, can they do it in Boston? That's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, can they do it with an injured Steph Curry who said yesterday, all I know is that I'm going to play. He would not answer any questions about his health. He did not answer any questions about how significant the injury is. He just said he's going to play. So take that for what it is. Thank you, Mikey. Now, one of the things that we've noticed through the first 3 games, Alex, is that both teams are very loose with the basketball. Floor is yours.
They are indeed, Coach. Yeah, the team that has won the turnover battle has won each of the first 3 games in the finals. Both teams have a way of shooting themselves in the foot with careless turnovers. But the Warriors have less margin for error. They don't have the defense the Celtics have to fall back on. They don't have multiple all-star level creators like Boston does as well. The positive news, however, for Golden State fans is Golden State is 5-0 in the postseason and winning by a margin of 15.4 points per game following a loss. Unfortunately, the Warriors have not fared well on the road, however, in the playoffs, going 3-5 overall, 2-6 against the spread. Steph Curry and company need to find some inspiration from their Game 2 tape, or they will be staring at a 3-1 deficit.
Did you say 2-6 against the spread, the Warriors?
I did.
Interesting. I believe that one of the faces I'm looking at right now hit the Celtics -3.5 for Game 3. Raise your hand if that was you. You're damn right it was, Mikey P. Thank you very much, sir. All right, let's get into our board for the day. But before we do that, we've grown so large, so we've got to pay those pesky little bills. Here's a little word from our partners. And we are back, and I am pumped for our board today. Don't forget, we'll have more plays on Early Edge in 5. But right here, right now, our man Buckets has checked in. And how about this for finding something amongst the weeds? And if you go to ESPN.com, this game will not show up yet. I don't know why they don't have it there, but they don't. But I promise you, it is happening tonight. CONCACAF Nations League Soccer. Dominican Republic, Guatemala. How about this? 5 times since 2019. 7 times since 2017. These two teams have gone over 2.5 goals. So all we're trying to do is both teams to score -120. We'll take that all day. Buckets, thank you very much, and have a good weekend. But you guys know me. I don't run from a bad day. I don't run from 2 bad days. We just put our foot in the sand and say, there's our line. But sometimes you need something to pick yourselves up. We've got several things here at the brand, and this is one of them. M Squared, it is your turn, sir. You know the drill, son. Oh, we got hockey still going. We got NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, soccer, UFC, everything. But right here, I'm focused on our resident genius. Give it to me.
All right, we're headed back to Klay Thompson. I wasn't on the show the last game for it, but I played Klay over. I'm playing him over again. I grabbed it at 19.5 -122 on FanDuel. I'm okay with 20.5 as long as you're not exceeding -115 on it. Love this spot for Klay, though. He shot 17 times in Game 3, which was actually 2 fewer attempts than Game 2. Got back into a little bit of a rhythm here, but I'm treating this game for Golden State almost as if it's a must-win type of game, a closeout type of game. Looking back at other games that projected somewhat similar to this, a closeout game versus Memphis, 42 minutes, 22 shots, 30 points. Here, closeout versus Dallas, 37 minutes, 25 shots, 32 points. I'm expecting a similar performance, and especially in terms of the number of shot attempts, not to mention Steph Curry a little bit banged up. Steph's still definitely going to see all of the attention in the world. Frankly, they could have gotten blown out really early in that last game if it wasn't for Steph's little run that he went on. I like the spot for Klay, though. I think he's going to have all the usage. And again, I think those minutes are going to creep up into the low to mid 40s in this game for him. Give me Klay Thompson. He's going to score at least 21 points in this game. He might even have it by halftime.
I absolutely love this play. Everything plays to Klay Thompson tonight. Mikey, thank you very much. Now, where do I go from here? I know where I go from here, to our man who has decided that he wants to watch his gorgeous young daughter walk across that stage today. But before he does that, how about 2 big plays for us here at the Early Edge? Mikey B, floor is yours.
Yeah, since I'm not going to be on this afternoon, I have to come with 2 plays this morning, of course. So the first one, we're going to do a player prop. We're going to do Jaylen Brown over 10.5 rebounds and assists. That's -105 odds on Caesars. He's averaging exactly 10.5 combined rebounds and assists during the playoffs. So they've made this line pretty interesting. But in this series, he had at least 12 combined rebounds and assists in Games 1 and Game 3. He only had 9 in Game 2. But if you remember, he was in foul trouble in that game. It was also the blowout nature there in the fourth quarter. So he only played 28 minutes. So I'm actually encouraged that he had 9 in just 28 minutes. I don't think he gets in foul trouble. I think this is a closer game. So Brown over 10.5 rebounds plus assists. And then my second play, I'm going to do the Warriors plus 1.5 spread for the third quarter. That's -130 on Caesars. They have owned the third quarter in the series. They outscored the Celtics by 14 points in game 1, 21 points in game 2, and 8 points in game 3. Steve Kerr seems to be really good at making adjustments coming out of the half. If they are down going into the half, this is basically a must-win game for them. So I think they'll come out pretty hot. It's also worth noting the Celtics have only outscored their opponents 2 times over their last 10 games in the third quarter.
There are some rookie sports bettors right now at home scratching their head. They're going, I can bet the third quarter before the game starts? Yes, absolutely. You can bet any quarter. Most books will have any quarter you can bet beforehand. I love this play. They've not only owned the third quarter, they've flipped it like a house like 3 or 4 different times to capitalize. Mikey B, thank you very much. Now, there is a very, very smart person in the chat. His name is Dylan Foster. He says, I like the Yanks minus 1.5. Guess what, Dylan? I'm riding with you today because I love the Yankees minus 1.5. Coming back home, minus 123, taking on the Cubs. Last night, when you open your phone, 3 minutes into the game, and Garrett Cole gives up 3 runs and 2 home runs, you know it's probably not your day. But the Yankees still covered the minus 1.5. You had them in the full game, but we had them in the first 5. So I love the Yankees coming back home. The bats are hot. The Cubs, not so much. So I'll lay the 1.5. Then my second play today, I'm going to go with the Astros. I cannot believe this number is below 180, below 190, minus 151, but it's going up. So you want to play it right now. They're hosting the Marlins. Marlins played late last night. There was a lot of emotion playing against Steven Strasburg for the first time this season. There's a letdown today. And the Astros at home, laying less than 200, I would take it straight. We'll lay the 151. So you guys all know, and if you're brand new to the show, welcome, that the last spot on the show is coveted, and we don't just give it out. You have to earn it, which is why I didn't go in the last spot today, because I didn't earn it. But my man Alex always earns it. He'll be on Early Edge in 5 today at 3:45 p.m. Eastern time, but he's got to play for you right here, right now. Alex, bring us home.
I do indeed, Coach. Yeah, I am fading Derek White, Celtics guard, under 16.5 combined points, rebounds, and assists. This is a big number for White. He's averaging 15.3 PRA in the postseason. He's been held under this line in 13 of 20 playoff appearances. That is a 65% hit rate to the under. I think these numbers are partially inflated, in my opinion, due to getting multiple starts when Marcus Smart was dealing with that ankle sprain that had him in and out of the lineup throughout the Western Conference Finals. Warriors are also very good defensively against opposing guards. The regular season, they held opposing guards to the 4th fewest points over 48 minutes. White only played 24 minutes in Game 3 as well. The Celtics elected to play Robert Williams, Time Lord, Al Horford, Grant Williams, some extra minutes, I think, and that was really paid off. It was really advantageous as they had a huge rebounding margin against Golden State, which I think was a big factor in them winning this game. So I could see White again playing 25 minutes or less. That's why I really like fading him under 16.5 PRA.
All right, I like that a lot. I really, really do. While you were giving that take out, Alex, I was noticing in the chat some very smart people I want to point out. Not as smart as my guys. Now, Christian said, I sweated some CFL football last night. Calgary, we need a CFL capper. Christian, I'm glad you asked. If you are a SportsLine member, Emery Hunt picked Calgary last night. He picks all the CFL games, and it's $10 a month. Now, you can go pay for 5% bombs of the week, $900 for the rest of the baseball season. You guys know who you are. Or you could come right here and get the best cappers in the world for $10 a month. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler. Today, we've got the All-Star. M-squared, Klay Thompson over 19.5. Prop stars is on Derek White. We're fading him today. Not over, like we've been doing, under today. And you heard the reasons why. Mikey B, Jaylen Brown over 10.5 rebounds and assists. Some places don't have that. If a book doesn't have that, Mikey, real quick, do you like his rebounds or assists in a singular fashion?
If you wanted to play one of them, but I wouldn't push it.
I'd say it again. You were muted. It was my fault. What did you say?
That's okay. I would lean towards the rebounds, one of those, if you wanted to play one of those props, but I wouldn't push it.
Okay, very good. I played 6.5 the other day. He had 9. So I would probably play the rebounds too, because a lot of books don't have the rebounds and assists. Third quarter, I love the Warriors plus 1.5, minus 130. Get it in right now, because if you wait until halftime and no matter what the score is, the second half line could be very different. This is just for the third quarter. Then if you want to cash with me today, we're going to have Yankees on the run line, Astros minus 151, one play from Buckets from SportsLine. Yes, both teams will score in the DR and Guatemala. Now, I'm interested in this gem. Jeweler, show your face. Oh, the big man's been knee-deep in some golf the last few days. What do you got for us today, big boy?
Well, let's see. We got a 2-leg parlay for you today that returns plus 161. The first leg, round 2, Tony Finau, where he be now over Nick Taylor. Finau had a phenomenal ball striking day on Thursday. And Coach, as you know, because you always seem to end up on the opposite side, he's posted some good results since the Mexico Open. So the trend is certainly up for him. Taylor didn't have such a great day on Thursday, especially in strokes gained approach, which is, I think, the most important metric in all of golf. And so you will see, we're hoping that he continues that today. That comes in around minus 170. So that's a little juicy, which is why we're throwing it into the parlay. And then the second leg, we're going to tail Martin W. Green, France to beat Austria. I mean, I think I've been on the wrong side of every single France match in Nations League thus far, but as a man once said, fool me once, you can't get fooled again. So we're going to see if France can snap that 2-game winless streak. That's some key injuries versus Denmark, rested players versus Croatia, but now we are expecting that the defending World Cup champions are going to bring the big guns out on Friday, make a statement, win, combine that with Tony Finau over Nick Taylor, plus 161. Let's cash it.
If we don't watch it, the jeweler is going to become a full-time handicapper, and we're going to have to look for a producer of 1,000 different shows here at SportsLine. Man, I love the jeweler. All right. You guys all see it? You got it? All right. Don't forget, Belmont Stakes episode in your feed right now. Early Edge in 5, special start time today, 3:45 p.m. Eastern time. If you're a golf junkie and you want to watch the Corn Ferry Tour and a bunch of celebrities, I'll be calling that on the Golf Channel today, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. We got you covered top to bottom. Then, of course, tonight we'll be incredibly active during Game 4 of the NBA Finals, the Warriors and the Celtics. Damn it. I love this so much. Days like this are the reason we do this. So, with that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Friday tickets straight to the pay window. By the way, don't forget Twitter Spaces, Super Regional, College Baseball, all weekend long. AB, Jake, Johnny B. That's also in your feed right now. For my entire crew, I love them all. M Squared, Prop Stars, Mikey B, even though he's going to a kindergarten graduation, I'm here for it. And, of course, the jeweler. He runs the brand on the 1s and the 2s today. I am the coach. Some days are better than others, but as long as we do it together, we're going to have a good time. Right here on the Early Edge. Good luck.